Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our first Wednesday Business Thrive SNAP session. I had mentioned in our Shift to Riches private group that I want to really be talking to you as business owners about your business, what it is that you do, what are the benefits you give to your customers, how they can reach out and engage you as an opportunity for you to showcase your talents, your skills, your expertise, and to get small businesses working and thriving, I should say, and thriving. So I am absolutely thrilled that my first conversation is with my very own social media radio producer, guru herself, Debra Parker of Parker House Virtual Services. How are you, Debra?
Doing great. Hi, Bernadette. Good morning.
Hi. We actually don't do this a lot. We actually just kind of communicate on phone and email, and you're on the radio show producing the show. So this is cool.
This is cool. It's wonderful to see your lovely face.
Well, you got enough of that through the Goals to Riches series a few weeks ago. But and everyone, you should know before we dive in, you should know Debra was the one out there really acting as a concierge to kind of keep you all informed as to what was going on with the series and inviting you to be there and putting tidbits of information and content that we were talking about out into the streams. So whenever I have kind of my support system making me look really good, it's Debra of Parker House Virtual Services. So Debra, tell everyone a little bit about yourself and your business, and then we'll dive into a couple of questions.
Sure, happy to. I have a background as an executive assistant in corporate America. I was in corporate America for about 8 years. I climbed my way to the top, was working in the C-suite, supporting CFOs, COOs, presidents, etc. And then I left corporate America in 2011 with the birth of my first child, because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I had a second child in 2013. And then in 2015, I was looking for a way to be able to contribute to my family's income, but still be a stay-at-home mom. And so in doing research of like what kind of jobs are part-time or you can do from home, I came across virtual assistant work and realized that my skills as an executive assistant could translate into virtual work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that was really exciting. And then that's when you found me back in 2015 on Elance.
Yeah, which is now Upwork.
Which is now Upwork, that's correct. And you were actually my first client. You were the first person to take a chance on me, to give me my first virtual assistant work. And it was helping out on the radio show, doing tweets for the radio show 1 day a week for an hour on Tuesdays. And I was super excited that you hired me. And you also, I can credit you with this, you also gave me tips during our interview on how to market myself better, ways to phrase my experience and whatnot on Elance and which is now Upwork and LinkedIn and etc. And I did that and I started getting more clients. And so ever since then, March of 2015, I've just steadily had more clients come in. I've been a VA since then. I help all different kinds of clients in all different kinds of industries. Typically, you end up with like the entrepreneur, the startups, the solopreneurs, people like you who are authors, speakers, stuff like that.
Right. And so you had mentioned that you and I started, and I want to kind of reiterate that because keep in mind, everyone, we had talked about a couple of weeks ago kind of the trends and the opportunities that are in the marketplace right now. And we talked about the fact that you can translate maybe your corporate skills or just other skills and talents and expertise and get it up onto one of those remote freelance type of sites like Upwork.com, because, like Debra's saying, you have an opportunity to actually find work not only to supplement any gap you have right now, but maybe it works into you being able to find a whole new opportunity, a whole new career, a whole new business, so forth and so on. But Debra, I also want to touch on and have you touch on, you had mentioned that you and I started and you were just merely kind of doing some tweets for me on the radio. And
Right.
then it's grown from there to include various things, such as social media as a whole, such as really running the radio program, while we're live broadcasting. And then I even inserted you into doing my radio commercial. You did a
Right.
voiceover for my radio commercial. And then lastly, we've been working on the Goals to Riches live stream series, of which then I brought you in almost like a concierge to kind of manage those sessions.
Right.
So what are all of those services, without assuming we understand what an assistant or a VA does, a virtual assistant does, what are those services you're providing your clients?
Okay, well, I dabble in a little bit of everything, so to speak. Like you just mentioned, I'm doing some basic social media work for you. I'm helping produce the radio show. For other clients, I do data entry. I can do internet research. I work with a tech startup and I help them with their HR onboarding. So I do all the back end, like entering new hires into their system and making sure that the paperwork gets out and things are met at a certain date for their hiring, and appointments are set up. I also help with basic accounting and basic bookkeeping. I have a couple clients, the startup and a psychologist that I work with, who I help them make sure all their expense reports are in, help with getting payments done, paying vendors, stuff like that. So I kind of dabble in everything. And if you think about there's not a whole lot that I will turn down. I turn down sales because I hate sales. I'm horrible at sales.
Good to know what you're good at. It's good to know what you're struggling.
That is a weakness.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not afraid to learn new things.
That's true.
And I'm always willing, and you even know this, if you email me and go, hey, do you have experience with this? A lot of times I'll say no, but I'm happy to try it out. If you're
Right.
willing to give me the chance, I'm happy to get in there, figure it out, and help you and learn it.
Right.
So, so those are probably the basics of what I do. And then, of course, if there's something that a client wants specifically, like I have a client who's a tech startup up in Canada, and he hires interns from the local colleges. So there's a lot of back and forth with the college and getting grants from the government. And so I'm doing all that on the back end for him. But that's something I'd never done before, even in corporate America.
Right.
So,
Right.
so really, it's a little bit of everything. And what I don't know, I'm always willing to learn. So.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, what are the benefits that you've realized, that your clients actually have realized by engaging you? And I should note that, you work in, where people work with you for a certain number of hours or a certain, budget, or, you're very flexible that way. But what benefit do they realize by engaging you?
Probably the biggest benefit outside of budget flexibility and hour flexibility is the fact that they're getting my years of experience in corporate America. Those that have worked in corporate America and have worked with assistants in corporate America know there's a very specific set of skills needed to be successful in that position and in that, especially in the C-suite. It's a very high level of skills. You were in the C-suite. So you get those that level of skill and professionalism and responsibility in a very flexible sort of way. You're not responsible for my taxes and you're not responsible for health insurance. And so it's a very mutually beneficial relationship.
Right.
And the clients are getting a very high skill set level, which I've heard, I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard, there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to work remotely because they can't meet they get mired down in having to meet the deadlines.
Right.
And in remote work, you absolutely have to meet the deadlines because that's your reputation.
Yeah.
In corporate America, people can kind of fudge it sometimes and keep it going, keep it moving. And you have backup, there's usually a whole team somewhere that you can maybe, get help from. When It's you as a VA, it's your reputation and you have to meet those deadlines.
Right.
know.
Well, and I want to add from a client perspective too, in the work that you do, it provides me a lot of kind of sanity and a lot of room to breathe and a lot of opportunity to kind of focus on my revenue generating work,
Right.
as opposed to that type of, some people would consider social media to be marketing slash sales slash revenue generating. And
Right.
I would support that. However, the huge benefit is the fact that I don't have to worry about that number of hours, being on my to-do list, and I can go and do the actual more strategic, specific work that's actually going to bring dollars into the door, so I can
Right.
hire more of you and more of other people.
Right.
So it's sanity, I think, that you bring to clients. It's sanity, it's breath, it's ability to focus on what, the critical items are, so it just gives a great deal of relief to the client themselves, which is fabulous.
Right.
Fabulous. Now, how would one get in touch with you?
Okay, so you can email me. My email address is debraparker.va@gmail.com, and that's DEBRA Parker, PARKER .VA, like virtual assistant, @gmail.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I had also mentioned to you that the one thing I wanted you to also bring up is the fact that and it's not just because of this pandemic situation that everybody's in, that we're
Right.
in, but you've been homeschooling your children all along. So
Yes.
is there a tip or a few tips in a couple of minutes that you could provide to those people that are, struggling and adjusting to that new normal right now?
Sure. I think probably one of the best things that I can offer, one of the best tips I can offer, is take a step back, breathe, and it's okay to take some time off. Homeschooling is not meant to be public school at home, even if you're doing it because of the pandemic. So you don't have to worry about your kids sitting there for 6 to 8 hours a day, focused on every subject like they do at home or like they do at school. And it's okay to, especially in the beginning, I saw a lot of parents online talking about how everybody's just so like afraid and stressed out, and it's just so overwhelming now, this transition. And it's like, you know what, it's okay to take even a little bit of time off, because you're going to get the work done and the kids are going to adjust, but everybody needs a period of adjustment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and then, like I said, public school is different than homeschool, even if you're getting your work through a public school. So kids now have the opportunity to explore more. It can be a little less structured, and you can still get your work done. And that'll help save the sanity of a lot of parents out there.
Yeah, it's very true. Just kind of give yourself a break, I guess, is the bottom line.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so repeat your email address for everyone so they can reach out to you. But again, I want to do my own little shout out that she has a great ability, like she said, to kind of learn if she doesn't know, and or just do what it is that you need her to do without any like micromanaging, and you can always rely on the fact that she'll get it done. So I just needed to put a little plug in there for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So what's your email address?
My email address is debraparker.va@gmail.com, and Debra is spelled DEBRA. It's the short version.
Yeah, awesome. Well, have a fabulous day. I'm so happy that we had this opportunity to chat, and I can see your lovely face. And I'll look forward to getting you, on social media in no time. All right, thanks, Debra. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bernadette. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. This is Business Thrive SNAP Wednesday. So if you have a small business and you want to showcase it, please feel free to send me a comment within our Shift to Riches Facebook page, or you can DM me, or you can even send me an email at BernadetteBoas@ballofireinc.com. I'll look forward to seeing everybody soon. Bye.